set?
I call the first case.
Sure. Linda Brown Villas, Pincus Restaurant Group, LLC, trade name The Elephant. This is at 924 North Charles Street, a Class B beer, wine, liquor license. An application for a new Class B beer, wine, liquor with provisions requiring 2.08, $200,000 in capital investment in restaurant fixtures, facilities, and seating capacities. There's also a request with this that's not on the docket for outdoor seating and live entertainment.
All right, who's representing?
Mr. Chairman, members of the board, my name is Stanley Fine, with the law firm of Rosenberg Martin Greenberg, representing the applicant. With me today is Justin Lewis, my colleague at Rosenberg Martin Greenberg, and the applicants, Linda Rivelis and Steve Rivelis, and representing the community is Mr. Steve Johnson.
Swear the witnesses, please.
Raise your right hands, please. Do you swear or affirm the testimony that you're about to give in this hearing will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
All right, Mr. Fine, I'm glad to hear from you.
Mr. Chairman, I don't believe there's any opposition. If the board would allow me, I'd like to just
Go ahead.
offer the testimony. Mr. and Mrs. Rivelis are here to answer any board questions.
You may summarize it, go ahead.
This is, the two applicants, two licensees are Stephen Rivelis and Linda Rivelis, his wife. And we're applying for a new Class B beer, wine, and liquor license. The Rivelises own the entity called the Pincus Restaurant Group, LLC, and they're going to trade as the Elephant. They each own 50% of the entity that's going to own the Elephant Restaurant. The Elephant will be a new restaurant located in the Mount Vernon neighborhood where the Brass Elephant and the Richland Nightclub and Museum is going to be located.
Just where the old brass element was?
This is the old Brass Elephant, yes, absolutely, 124 North Charles Street, and the restaurant will be located on the first and second floors. One of the Rivelis' companies, Very Special Older Properties LLC, specializes in restoring neglected real estate. As you'll see, as this folder, which I have given each one of you, which I asked to
Let me
be
ask you a
introduced.
question. Why do you need a new license when you had a license there before?
The license there before was under a prior ownership, and although we bought the real estate, we were never able to get ownership of the previous license.
So it was transferred away?
It went out of existence because the restaurant closed over 3 years ago.
Or was it that long?
Yes, it has been.
Well, I mean, after that, there was like a bar in
But there was a museum, there was a nightclub,
nightclub.
but that,
Raised a lot of pain in the
right,
neighborhood.
the prior owners owned the real estate and the liquor license because of the 180-day rule, and then the 180-day rule just went out of
I
existence.
see. Go ahead, sir. I didn't mean to interrupt.
No problem. The Rivelises are restoring the building to its former grandeur, and it was, as I'm sure the chairman knows, one of Baltimore's most beautiful restaurants.
Yes, it was.
And they're hoping, with the board's approval, to open in October 2015. In your file are pictures of the outside of the restaurant on the Charles Street side and the side of the building. And in addition, there's an article that appeared yesterday in the Baltimore Business Journal, which talks about the Rivelises redoing the property and restoring it to its former elegance, and a series of 12 photographs of the interior. In addition, in your file, you'll also have a copy of a conceptual menu. The restaurant, as I said, is hopefully to open in October. We'll have a more formalized menu, but the Rivelis have been to a lot of restaurants in their years, and they are planning to incorporate their ideas and experiences from those restaurants into this menu and restaurant. They want to offer alcoholic beverages to complement their restaurant. You also have in your file a floor plan which will show seating on the first floor and seating on the second floor. There are 104 seats on the first floor and 40 seats on the second floor. In addition, there's outdoor seating, 12 seats outside on the Charles Street side of the property, and there is a bar with 10 seats. The property is located in the B42 zoning district, which permits live entertainment and accessory outdoor seating by right. However, the liquor board must approve outdoor seating and live entertainment, even though the zoning approves it. We still need liquor board approving. The proposed hours of operation are 5 p.m. to 2 a.m. 7 days a week. This is going to be a dinner restaurant. It won't be open for lunch, it won't be open for breakfast. In addition, one of the requirements of this restaurant, not only to have the 75 seats, which we meet, but also to have a capital investment of at least $200,000. We're in the 40th legislative district, not the 46th. And in that regard, we have in your file a estimate from Jerry Brady, a commercial kitchen design consultant, of over $300,000 in kitchen and bar equipment installation. In addition, we will put in a point-of-sale system at least $20,000 and small wares of $25,000 to $30,000. In addition to which, when you look at the pictures that we submitted, you see the work that's going into the interior design of the building. That's another $75,000 that the Rivolists are investing. So their investment is well over $400,000. We know if we're approved and we need to get our license, we will document at least the $200,000 when we apply for our license. We want to offer live entertainment at this location, and the museum, which was a prior occupant of this property, created a lot of issues in the community, and the Rivolists were well aware of that. And they've been working very closely with the Mount Vernon Belvedere Association, which is represented today by Mr. Johnson, and there will be no promoter-based events, but they will promoter-based, bringing a promoter in and having out selling tickets and having events there. That's not what they're planning. But they are planning to have parties and weddings there. In fact, 30 years ago, the Rivolists got married at the Brass Elephant. So there's a whole slew of people who have a lot of allegiance to the Brass Elephant, starting with the Rivolists. But they're calling it the Elephant, not the Brass Elephant. And they will have a DJ from time to time. And they also have agreed with the Mount Vernon Belvedere Association, and you have it in your file, a letter that the live music will end at 11 p.m. on weeknights and 1 a.m. on weekends, but between the hours of 10 and 5, the live entertainment will be unrestricted. Mr. and Mrs. Rivolists are experienced business people. They have some experience, particularly Mr. Rivolists, in restaurants, but they intend to hire an experienced general manager and an experienced chef to make this restaurant go. They are well aware of the 51% food requirement for a new license, and this is a restaurant primarily, and they should have no trouble reaching the 51%. They will card everyone under 30 years of age. They will each take the alcoholic beverage safety training course. And the reason they feel there's a need for a new Class B BWL license at this location is there's been a restaurant there for many, many years, and they want to return this space to its former grandeur as a first-class restaurant. And the ability to serve alcoholic beverages with a first-class restaurant, they just go together, so they really need that. As I said, they've met with Mount Vernon Belvedere Association, and in your file is a letter supporting it with conditions. The first condition being that the permission for live entertainment will cease to exist upon the sale or transfer of the Class B liquor license from the Rivolists to a third party.
Say that again.
Okay. The first condition of Mount Vernon Belvedere Association is that they will support live entertainment for this entity owned by the Rivolists only. And in the event the Rivolists were to transfer this entity, just sell the restaurant, there will be new owners. They would have to start all over at the liquor board to get live entertainment.
That's in your package here?
That is in our packet. It's on page 4 of my outline, and it's included in Mr. Johnson's letter, which I will give you a signed copy of, which you only have an unsigned copy of.
No, he
But-
has a signed copy.
No, no, Mr. Johnson signed it this morning. You have a signed copy by the Rivolists, but when I reviewed the file last night, I realized that Mr. Johnson hadn't signed the letter. So he signed the letter a few moments ago. We had it Xerox, so we have a copy of the fully executed letter, which I'd like to introduce.
Yes, and I
As-
have it in the file.
No, you don't, but I want you to add it to the file.
Okay.
The other issue is that live entertainment will be limited to non-amplified music and/or acoustical instruments in meetings from 5 to 11, Sunday through Thursday, and from 5 p.m. to 1 a.m. on Friday and Saturday. And finally, unrestricted events. Mr. and Mrs. Rivas are familiar with the rules and regulations of the board. They agree to comply with it, and their application to the board is accurate. And for all these reasons, we would ask the board to approve a new license for these applicants. And I think.
All right, just a minute. The first I want to put the file in is Exhibit 1, and then this package here is Exhibit 2. And since this is not in the file, Exhibit 3. Any questions, sir? Mr. Johnson?
No, sir. Steve Johnson, Mount Vernon Belvedere Association. If I may comment, we were delighted that the Rivalises purchased the Brass Elephant. They're well-respected members of the neighborhood. Obviously, was concern over the live entertainment component because of the experience for the museum. And I'm very pleased to say that they're extremely cooperative in working out suitable restrictions for the restaurant. And they also presented to the Community Association at one of our last general membership meeting. And they were, I believe it's safe to say that they were fully in support of the restaurant. And I'm here to say that we are supporting the application subject to the restrictions on the live entertainment component.
All right, commissioners, questions?
Just a couple. Mr. Fine, you used the term unrestricted entertainment on weekends, and I just wonder what that means. Belly
What
dancing.
it basically means is between 6 in the morning and 5 p.m. at night, if you had a wedding reception or a party, as long as it's over by 5 p.m. at night, you could have it. You could have it there.
Okay, but it doesn't include adult entertainment?
Oh, no.
Because I'm focusing on the word unrestricted.
I'm sorry, excuse me. It's, no, we don't have the authority for adult
It's not anything
entertainment,
goes.
And it's not something that they would even want if they had authority.
I know. Okay,
Pardon me for that.
okay, so that's a misnomer. And then on the $200,000 investment, do you have receipts for monies already spent that shows the $200,000 number having been reached? Or is that to come?
That is to come. They obviously have started to refurbish the building. If you saw the article yesterday in the Baltimore Business Journal, they have spent a lot of money just clearing out and redoing HVAC and things of that nature. They're well on their way to spend the $200,000, but if they won't have it, they won't have spent the full $200,000 until the license is ready to be issued.
Okay,
But
great.
they will end up spending over $400,000.
And they purchased the building?
Yes, they
So-
own the real estate. They own the real estate in an entity that they're going to rent from.
Okay,
The Pincus Restaurant Group is a tenant. The other entity, the owner, they own the building. They're going to be renting the building as landlords to their restaurant
Okay.
tenant.
all right. And you mentioned that they have agreed to card anyone or everyone under the age of 30.
Yes.
And I thought maybe is that a little high? Isn't the
Well,
legal
I-
drinking age 21?
Well, it's 21, but I think that they are very mindful of underage drinking, and they don't want, they want to make sure that people who come in there that get drinks, obviously a family could come in with kids, they're not going to serve the
Yeah.
kids, but they just want to make sure that they're very concerned about underage drinking. So
Sure.
rather than just say if you're 21 or more, they like to do it at age 30, just to be extra careful.
Okay, all right. Well,
Any other questions?
Thank you.
Vote yes.
Yes.
Yes,
You have our decision.
Thank you.
Thank you.
best of luck and congratulations.
Good luck to you.
That-
Tell me when you're ready.
It was Stephen Rivelis.
Yep, Stephen and Linda.
Thank you. Okay.
Take care.
Okay, call
He's
the
good to
case.
go.
Craig Martin and Elizabeth Smollis, QG LLC, trade name pending. This is located at 31 South Calvert Street, the 6th floor. This is a Class BD7 beer, wine, liquor, application for transfer of ownership for the BD7 from presently located at 5625 O'Donnell Street to 31 Calvert Street, 6th floor, and also a request for live entertainment.
For the record, Melvin J. Kaninsky representing the applicants. This was a license that was up at the Travel Plaza. Originally, they had it in for a transfer down on Guilford Avenue. Pursuant to discussions with Mercy Hospital, Downtown Partnership, we felt that we do an amended application and not take it away from Guilford Avenue and take it to 31 South Calvert Street, whereas the quintessential gentleman has a building. They've been in there for the last 5 years. 10 years? 10 years. They've been there for 10 years. And they operate on the first 5 floors. The 6th floor would be an accessory to their operation with regard to a speakeasy type of location. So it's right down the street here. You can go in there and get your hair cut, you can get a pedicure, you can get your nails done, you can buy clothes, massage, the whole thing. So this will be on that floor. They entered into an agreement with the Downtown Partnership with Mr. Yeager. I'll submit that as exhibit number 1.
All right, first of all, we put the file in as Exhibit 1. In this agreement with the Downtown Partnership, is Exhibit 2. And swear the witnesses.
Raise your right hands, please. Do you swear or affirm the testimony that you're about to give in this hearing will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Go ahead, sir.
And that's exhibit number 2.
Yes.
And exhibit number 3 would be a letter of support from the Hampton Inns and Suites, which is the hotel downtown.
It's right across the street.
Across the street. And the other one is from the Brookshire Suites, number 4. And number 5 would be from Visit Baltimore, who are in favor.
From whom?
Visit Baltimore, some of them is the downtown, people do the conventions and so forth.
Okay, go ahead.
So it'll be operated by both the applicants here. The applicant, Elizabeth Smola, she has the experience having worked for BIN 704.
Okay, so
Classic
the
Catering.
applicants here, who are you talking about?
The 2 here, both Mr. Craig Martin, and Elizabeth Smola. Transfer is Mr. Lou Principio. He's not here. He called in, he's stuck in traffic in White Marsh. And I had sent him an email, and he's just stuck on 95 trying to get in here from White Marsh.
Okay, well, we're going to hold it until he gets here.
We can take the testimony,
Hmm?
and get testimony
I'm going to take all the rest of the testimony, subject to his appearance.
told him he had to be here. He sent me an email saying that he knew to be here, and when he wasn't here, he called and said he's stuck in traffic in White Marsh, and told my secretary, he's gotta get down here before. So I said, here's Lou, here's a notice. He says, I'll be there. Otherwise, the individuals are qualified for the license. As far as the live entertainment, they maybe have an acoustical, they're on the 6th floor of the building. They're not, it's a downtown business district, they're not gonna bother anybody. If you want, I know you have some questions, I can see by the look on your face.
What did you say about live entertainment?
They may have some live entertainment, if somebody wants to have an event there, you know.
Is that a request here? I
Mhm.
don't see that.
Yeah,
Yes, the last part is request for live entertainment, sir.
Okay.
it's only 2,400 square feet, it's a small area.
All right. Any testimony on your side?
Unless the board has some questions.
Well, I work that.
No, saying I don't have.
Okay. Now, sir.
Tom Yeager, Downtown Partnership. I have met with the applicant. We've come to an agreement. The agreement has been submitted to the board. Our concern along Calvert Street, we've had some nightclubs with entertainment where there's been some issues with the hotels. But as you can see from the letters that were submitted, the hotels are in agreement. Downtown Partnership is in agreement.
All right. And you have placed that in writing, is that correct?
Yes, sir. It was
It's in the exhibits. All right. Questions, commissioners?
None.
So my question is, what is the status of the license that's being transferred? When was that license last used?
Well, it was on a hardship extension. The board granted the extension. The license was then put in for a transfer to Guilford Avenue. That license was pending. We did an amended application, so we're in good shape on that.
And we did a hardship extension, so I don't have that in my notes. Oh, yes, I do.
On
So that was
8/21/14.
And so it's supposed to be transferred by December 2014.
And the transfer application was received on December 17th, 2014 for the Guilford Road location, in the Guilford Avenue location. And then that application needed to be amended because of talks with the Downtown Partnership and Mercy Hospital.
Okay. All right. So it sounds like the license is viable. So my only question is this, is a speakeasy style and the lack of signage and awareness of the location, and if there were problems, how would the Baltimore City Police Department locate it? How would there be appropriate fast responses if there were problems at this site. How would that take place? How would that occur?
If there were problems?
Right.
They, again, just give your name and address.
So, Craig
Your
Martin,
name, sir?
Craig Martin, the owner of QG. So there's a large sign on the building that says QG. It's 22 feet, and then there's 2 additional signs on the corners of the building.
Okay.
So I have, it's a boutique department store that I've been around for 10 years, started with a grooming shop. We do haircuts and shaves, and over the 10 years, I've added 4 additional floors. We do quite a bit of wedding parties, so the gentlemen come in for shaves, haircuts. We added a women's floor where they get their hair done. We also do suits, custom clothing, and QG has become a spot where people want to have their wedding parties, rehearsal dinners, day of events. So this is an extension off of our current boutique department store.
So the liquor license will be used to supplement the on-site catering, or is it a standalone?
It would be a standalone speakeasy style bar, and we would have a small kitchen and do food as well.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions? None? I vote yes.
Yes.
All right, you have our decision.
I'll get
Well,
Mr. Principio
we
and
need,
I can't hear you.
I'll get Mr. Principio and tell him he must be here forthwith to it.
Yes.
so it,
Subject to the appearance of, I assume he's going to come in today.
We can go and
Well,
get
it's
him
your
before
job. You're the
now.
attorney. Produce him.
so for clarity's sake, it's a yes pending
Him coming in.
The
him coming in
appearance.
today.
Yes.
And if he doesn't come in today, then we have an issue, but we're not there yet. Okay,
I'll tell him he's gotta get down here. He's
Okay.
gotta call the police. He's not, he's to move them.
Right.
Bring him in.
Okay, thank you. Good. Tell us when you're ready.
yeah, someone's got their phone buzzing, beeping. Could you turn your phones off to silent? Everyone.
All right, call the next case.
Stephen Davis, Gelman Portillo, Steffer 10 LLC, Stancalado, is that right? That's 4020 East Lombard Street, a Class BD7, beer, wine, and liquor, application for transfer of ownership.
All right, and enter your appearance, sir.
Yes, good morning, Mr. Chairman. Stephen W. Fogelman on behalf of the applicants at 4020 East Lombard Street. We also have the seller, Mr. Yanes, who is down at the end, and he is present.
All right, swear the witnesses.
Raise your right hands, please. Do you swear or affirm the testimony that you're about to give in this hearing will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Glad to hear from you.
Thank you. All right, this is Mr. Helmine Portillo and Mr. Stephen Davis to his right. They're the applicants at 4020 East Lombard Street. The applicant, Mr. Portillo, has prior restaurant experience in addition to running a tax service. He's the owner of Taco Love Grill, incorporated in White Marsh for the last 5 years. They do not possess a liquor license, but he has been involved in the hospitality business. Furthermore, Mr. Davis, who is also a resident of the city, he is a security manager at Johns Hopkins by day. He will also have a hands-on role in running this establishment. You may remember the address of this establishment because it had been before your board, I think twice in the last year, for a couple of different violations. The applicants and the new owners here are very committed to making sure that patrons are safe and secure and that the rules and regulations of the Board of Liquor License Commissioners for Baltimore City are followed at all times. In that regard, Mr. Portillo and Mr. Davis met with the Highlandtown Community Association and worked out a memorandum of understanding with that association. I see, Mr. Chairman, you have a copy. I would like to provide a copy to Commissioner Moore and Commissioner Jones at this time. Oh, okay. All right. Additionally, and I don't think I forwarded this, I have a business plan that they presented to the Highlandtown Community Association regarding minimum number of security staff that will be available, and I'd like to submit that at this time. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
All right, let me break for a moment. The file is introduced as Exhibit 1. The Hollandtown Community Association Agreement of May 18th, 2015 is Exhibit 2, and the business plan is Exhibit 3. Go ahead, sir.
Thank you very much. So with that information and the information in the applicant's interview form, I'd like to open it up to questions to the applicants at this time.
All right, any questions of commissioners?
No, that's just,
Just,
No opposition, is that correct?
That is correct.
I don't even know what to ask. I mean, I'm looking at the business plan, and it just appears that there's a recognition that there's a need for significant security presence. Is that fair to say?
It is. Well, let me back up by saying that the problems that they had in the past, biggest problem they had in the past was in the parking lot at closing time. And you may remember that case. And in fact, the license was suspended for 9 weeks as a result. There was a melee in the parking lot. They used to let a taco truck come in there near closing time and park there. And in the thoughts that perhaps people would eat something and that might help them drive home, but really it just attracted a lot of people at closing time, and that wasn't necessarily a good thing. That was not Mr. Portillo's truck. I saw I saw the look.
Got the taco connection, so what's going
So,
on here?
right, so in addition to not having any commerce and commercial activities in the parking lot, they are going to add additional security, including at least one dedicated security guard to the parking lot at all
They're bringing
times.
the tacos inside.
Yes, at some point, we're hoping, because at this point, it's a BD7 license, and he doesn't have immediate plans to serve food. But when we went to the community association, they were very excited about possibility of some food in the neighborhood. And so he's, as the owner of a successful restaurant, he's thinking about bringing food into the neighborhood as well.
Any other questions? None? I vote yes.
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 All right, you have our decision. Looks like a good change here.
Yeah.
And we do have the transfer was the gentleman in the blue shirt. Okay. Okay.
You're Rory Gomez, the transfer
I'm not on the record.
All right, good.
I can go back on the record.
That's okay.
Just want to make sure.
I just want to make sure the sellers are.
I think
Yeah.
you said that in the beginning.
Okay. Okay, great.
It's already on the record.
You ready?
All right, call the next one.
Howard
Are you ready? Are you ready? Ready.
Howard Staley, Mary Beth Staley, HVS Hospitality LLC, trade name The Quarter House Tavern, 801 South Decker. This is a Class BD7 request for a hardship extension under Article 2B, 10504D.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman, Jeffrey E. Letzkus here on behalf.
And how do you spell your last name?
It's Letzkus.
All right, be glad to hear from you. First, swear all the witnesses, please.
Raise your right hands. Do you swear or affirm the testimony that you're about to give in this hearing will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? I do.
All right, I'd be glad to hear from you, Mr. Glick.
Thank you,
Medicare.
Mr. Chairman. We're here to request a hardship extension for the opening of the bar. This is a property that was purchased last summer. The Staleys own both the real estate and have a separate entity that's going to operate the business. As it turns out, the building required far more extensive renovation than they had even imagined. They've had to virtually redo the entire electrical, plumbing, heating, ventilating, air conditioning systems, totally demolish and reinstall the bathrooms, and also redo the entire kitchen. That's right, which included installation of a large number of equipment. They are currently this close to meeting the conditions of the preliminary approval. In other words, they've finally gotten all the work done, and now are in the inspection process. I think correct me if I'm wrong, Howard, you've had the health, fire, building inspections. Let me ask.
Yeah, Howard Staley speaking. The health inspection is being accomplished today. The electrical inspection is being completed today. There was a few minor things that were needed correcting. He's coming back for the final inspection. We've passed heating and air conditioning and plumbing have passed. Fire is scheduled for Monday or Tuesday, I'm not certain. So all the inspections have done. Basically, I hired a contractor who was not performing, and I threw him off the job, and I had to rehire another contractor to perform the work correctly, pulling all the correct permits and inspections. The other reason for the delay for the council is that this is a 100-year-old building. It's considered a historical area, and I've worked with the Maryland Historical Trust and the Commission for Historical Architectural Preservation. So we've been putting the building back using appropriate materials, wooden doors and windows. And that process, there's certain things that I couldn't do before I voted documented and received their permission. The materials that were being used were correct, and they were being documented. So we've had some construction delays, which has, exacerbated the opening. But we're right on the doorstep now. We have these other inspections scheduled.
So you needed the extra time to finish?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You understand you gotta finish within this time, the next time, if we grant it.
Oh, absolutely.
Anything else, sir?
Do you have a proposed opening date?
Sure. We have a proposed opening date of June 15th. We prepared.
June 15th?
Yes, sir. And what we are proposing is we want to do a soft opening, make sure that everything's working, processes and all the water and everything's controlled as it should be. And then a grand opening immediately afterwards. I think a soft opening is a good way to go, just to make sure everybody's engaged and doing the right things.
Questions, Commissioners?
This is an application for transfer, And I believe that transfers have to be completed within 180 days.
That's
And that
correct.
there's no hardship extension for a transfer.
We've timely filed a request for a hardship extension prior to the expiration of the 180 days.
But I don't think there is a provision for that in the law. That's the issue. There's,
10-504.
It's 5014,
B.
I think. I don't have my copy with
Baltimore
me,
City?
but it's my understanding that as long as we apply for that hardship extension on a timely basis,
Well, it says under 504 that 180 days after the holdover license issued under this provision has closed or ceased operation of alcoholic beverages business for which the license is held and expire unless an approval for a transfer, which is what is in and pursuant to an application. But because this went to the board, the reason why, in an abundance of caution, we've asked for the hardship is because the board approved the transfer. Now this transfer is extending past the 180 days, so they're asking for an extension of that. And in the past, the board has granted the extensions for this period of time, not for additional 180 days, but for the full 360. And that's that's the reason why we have asked for this extension. Because usually, because Mr. Staley has provided information upon information in regards to opening up this license, we usually would work with him to get the license open. He's been slowed down, and I think that the reason why I brought it to you is so that you had the full information here in front of the board. But 10504 is about the ceasing of operations. Since this operation never opened, it ceased before the transfer, and that's the reason why that's why I've read the 10504 would bring him here.
this is an application for a transfer. It's not an application to reopen or to continue or to try to transfer.
we got a preliminary approval.
You were approved to transfer the license
On October 30th.
on October, and you had 180 days. And this is day 200-something.
But he's requested several times for this, so and that's why I included the emails in regards to
But
his
show me
request.
where you get isn't this the issue that we've grappled with the whole time that we've been on this commission, that transfers, and whether you like it or not, whether we think it's right or wrong, the law does not provide for additional time for a transfer.
Well, the reason why I would say that then it's the reason why I'm arguing that it may in this case is because of the fact that he's asked within the 180 days. His first request was April 13th, 2015 to me in regards to inquiring about an extension. And that's what I've included as part of the packet, and part of the thing is that he sent several emails in regards to saying, I'm trying to finish this up,
It
but
doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. That's the problem. The law, as I understand it, says a transfer must be completed within 180 days, period. And there's no language that says if there's a hardship, you get more time. That's the problem. Am I whistling in the wind here? I mean, a hardship extension has been applied to when someone is trying to, before you've transferred the license. You've got a license, your business is closing, you want to make a change, you have 180 days to make that change, and if you can't make the change within that time, you get another, if you apply for it and you ask for it and you get it, you get another 180 days for a hardship extension. But that's not where we are. This is a license that has already been transferred. It's already come from a seller to these owners, and they have 180 days to complete that transfer.
And I mean, I'm just reading down into the third section that says, the licensee or any other appropriate interested party may make a written request to the board for an extension of the life of the license due to an undue hardship for a period of time no more than 360 days cumulative at the closing of cessation of business and the operation for which the license is held. In this case, that's the issue. I mean, he is continually asked for this because he's trying to get it open, and I would believe that there's a point that he could ask for the transfer. I mean, he can ask for the hardship.
But this is a transfer. This is.
Okay, well then, if the
that's-
transfer is dead, I mean, the thing about it is that he has done everything he can to do
Doesn't
this.
matter. It doesn't,
I know.
that's the challenge, and nobody likes it, but no one's done anything to change the law, and it makes you feel pretty rotten as a commissioner who's taken an oath to follow Maryland law, that this rule exists, especially under the circumstances you described. You're I just don't see how we ignore the law and
Well, here's
grant
what we're going to do.
the transfer.
We're going to give you a week to research the law, sir, present your position. Next week, we'll read what you have to tell us, and also we'll respond to it, and have you come back in for another hearing. I mean, to continue this hearing.
Okay,
So you got a week. Is that enough time?
that'll be enough time.
Okay. Understand me?
Actually, could I have, I'm traveling next week, could I have, until the following week?
2 weeks.
Yes, sir.
Ask it for 2 weeks.
Yes, sir.
All right, postpone 2 weeks to allow for legal documents
Okay.
to support your position if you can find them.
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay.
So that would be June 11th, okay?
Thank you.
Okay. All right. Go on to the next case.
We in the evening docket when the, violations now.
What?
We're going into our violations.
1 o'clock, yeah.
1 o'clock docket.
All right, here, Michelle, here's my notes.
No, he wanted to know if he paid $100.
Oh,
He could pay the next one. Yes, I will bring it to the next one. Okay, you ready for the first,
All right, call the next case.
Sang Kil Un, trade name Avenue Liquor and Bar, This is at 1238 Greenmount Avenue, a Class BD7 beer wine liquor license, violations of 40.
Where's our witnesses?
Our,
You
oh,
told me they were gonna
God,
be here.
my witnesses for the police,
Yeah.
they were supposed to be here.
All right, we'll set it aside. Who's here?
Did you guys call the police witnesses back? Hold on 1 second. So can I take a minute to talk this out?
Yeah.
Can I have a recess for 5 minutes so that I can, so I can.
I didn't hear what you're saying.
May I have a recess for 5 minutes, sir?
Well, can't we go to the next case and?
No, because it's the same cadet and they're on their way, because since we got all of the licensees here, but we did not get.
All right, 5-minute recess. 5 minutes here, young man.
That's a good job on it.
Huh?
The person to your right, that was a good job.
This is not, it's not a 10-504 case, it's a 10-503 case. You can call it anything you want, but the law is the
I was
law.
with
It's
you.
just very difficult.
But we
It's
need some
painful.
clarity, yeah.
It is what it is.
Well, let's see what he can.
This is the law. This is the law.
Where'd you get that?
I keep everything, Your Honor.
Oh.
I don't travel
You're
light.
dangerous.
I bring my book because I don't,
Did you hear what she's saying? I forgot my earrings today.
Mr. Principio?
Mr. Principio for the licensee for the other case, he's in the back. He's
Oh.
right here. So for the case that you already approved, that you wanted to sell it
Oh,
here, he's here.
come forth. Okay, on the record.
We are, trust but verify, Mr. Kudinski.
Huh? All right, call the case when you're ready.
Oh, we having fun today.
You ready?
Yes, I got it, sir. No problem. This is Craig Martin of Elizabeth Samalas, QG LLC, trade name pending. This is at 31 South Calvert, a transfer of ownership.
Mr.
for a
Kudinski?
BG7.
For the record, Melvin J. Cadency, Mr. Principio is here. He made it here from White Marsh. He is the licensee seller. He's in favor of the sale. I'm sure the board and everybody concerned will be glad to get this license out of his
All right,
name.
any questions? None? You're
None.
excused.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Done. All right, we'll take a 5-minute recess.
How did you know Melvin falsified that witness? He should have got
Oh, we need some ID. We need some cards on this guy.
the card there.
Did you see the attorney I have it. I don't know what happened there. As my mother would say, too slick by that.
Oh, yeah. Oh, here, you can have mine. Here. I'm gonna give you all the files. Give me 2 seconds.
Are we gonna do this like the old way?
We're gonna do it the old way. I'm gonna read it in simple, and then he's gonna ask you to just confirm his name, date, and birth. So what I'll do is I'll hand you over my file, and you can have the report. So here's my, I'm gonna read them in. So here's all the reports. You're done. Everything's all there. Okay? And I'm gonna read from my docket.
You all set?
Yes, sir, we're all ready. Sang Kil Un, trade name Avenue Liquor and Bar and Liquor. This is at 1238 Greenmont Avenue, a Class BD7. This is a violation of Rule 401A, minors. This happened on January 14th, 2015, at approximately 9 p.m. The Baltimore City Police conducted an undercover of alcohol sting at Avenue Bar and Liquor, located again, 1238 Greenmount Avenue in Baltimore City, Maryland, where Cadet Jones was under 21 years old, entered the establishment. He purchased 3.75 milliliters of New Amsterdam Peach vodka from the bartender/store clerk, which cost him $7.62. Cadet Jones, using a $20 marked bill, purchased the alcoholic beverages and received change from the bartender. The cadet then communicated with the police, who responded to the scene. The police entered the establishment and notified the bartender/store clerk that the alcoholic beverages had been sold to a minor, and it would be reported to the liquor board. The police then recovered the marked currency and returned both the alcoholic beverage to the bartender, and the change was provided to the cadet back to the establishment. I have both Detective Akawande and Cadet Jones here.
Now, Mr. Khan, did you understand the charges and the violation for serving a minor? Okay,
Come forward and speak into the microphone, please.
you do.
Yes, sir.
And you are the owner of the bar.
Yes, sir.
And what do you admit the charges or deny them?
I'm in the charge.
You admit the charges.
Yes.
And do you understand by admitting the charges, these facts that you just heard are going to be admitted into evidence as the case against you?
Yes, sir.
All right, I so now move into evidence the charge of violation of Rule 4.01A on January 14, 2015, as previously recited by our executive secretary as the evidence in this case. Officers, do you have any additional, since it's an admission, we don't need your testimony sworn, but do you have, Alkawani, do you have any other additional evidence other than the charge and the facts attached there too?
No, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, and any, that's your cadet with you?
That is correct.
And his name?
It's Cadet Jones.
And his age at the time of this happening was?
He was under the age of 21.
Okay. All right, so those are, do you have anything you wish to say with respect to the charge? I find that the charges are sustained. There's sufficient evidence to find that you violated Rule 4.018. Now, with respect to what we should do in the case, what do you have to say, sir? How long have you been in business?
I had the liquor business for it's been 17 years.
17 years?
Yes,
And you do have one previous minor violation, is that correct?
yes, sir. And
That was last year.
yes, sir. And I had 17 years the liquor business, and that was a package. And me and my brother working together. I had no problem with the community. I never said to minor. Since I had a 7-day license, I could not work by myself with my brother. So I held the employee and the previous employee, and they are really good workers. I don't have any of the sale to minor for within 7 days. Since I had the one lady and the one guy, Spaniard, and they don't know how to working hard for. And after that, I sold the 2 minors within 1 year. So I decided to sell my business on the market. So
You're selling it, you say?
yeah, I'm trying to sell
But you're still open?
yes, yes, sir.
All right, now who's watching the gate now at your business? If you understand my English.
My brother and my employee.
Same person. Now, that was only a
No.
year and a half ago. You
Yeah,
had, half a year ago, you had.
Half a year ago, the one old lady, she's about 65 years old, and she couldn't handle she couldn't handle the working because she got a lot of pressure for the customer, because sometimes they check the ID, and they keep saying, how many times do I have to show ID? And we keep saying, we have to see ID, and a lot of people complain about us. We don't want to having any trouble with the customer. Sometimes they look at it, and then sometimes they accept it, sometimes they don't accept it. So
Questions, commissioners?
I just had a question. The full name of the cadet is it Ken Maynard Jones IV?
That is incorrect.
What is the cadet's full name?
Yes. Kennedy Jones IV.
What is
Ken Jones IV. Kenny Jones IV.
What is the cadet's full name? All right, that's what I asked. And you were 19 at the time of the incident? Okay. That's it. Thank you.
All right, no other questions? Since this is your second offense, my decision in this case is $1,500 fine, sir. How much time do you need to pay it?
I can pay it within check. I bring them my business check.
What did he say? What's,
You can use it for the business
I
check.
don't understand what he said.
He's saying that he can pay in 1 week.
I bring my own business check. I can.
Well, how much time do you need? That's all I need to. Today?
Yesterday.
Today. Okay. All right. Other commissioners' decisions?
15 is good, I agree.
I concur.
So
I
that's,
agree.
so that's 15 plus
The
125.
decision is unanimous. You understand that? That our decision is $1,500. You go over and speak to her about payment. All right.
And it's $1,500 plus $125 for the administrative fee. So the total check is $1,625.
Okay. Tell me when you're ready.
Oh.
All right, call the next case.
Thomas Young Kim, Good Times LLC, Good Times Liquor Bar and Lounge. This is located at 1600 West Baltimore, a Class BD7 beer, wine, liquor, violation of Rule 401A, minors. January 15th, 2015, at approximately 12:45 a.m., the Baltimore Police Department conducted an underage alcohol investigation at Good Time Liquors. This again is located at 1600 West Baltimore Street.
Stop a minute. You understand that, sir?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
Cadet Jones, who was under the age of 21, entered the establishment and purchased 3.7 milliliters of New Amsterdam peach vodka from the bartender. Cadet Jones, using a $20 bill marked by the police, purchased the alcoholic beverage and received change from the bartender. Then Cadet Jones communicated with the police department, who responded to the scene. The police department entered the establishment and notified the bartender/licensee that the alcoholic beverage had just been sold to a minor and would be reported to the liquor board. The police then recovered and marked currency and returned both the alcoholic beverage and change to the bartender.
You finished?
That's it, sir.
All right. Sir, you have the right to deny the charge or to admit the charge. What is your plea?
I'm sorry, I don't understand.
Yeah, you have a right to make this, evidence against you be proved by witnesses and evidence. Or you have a right to admit the charge, and then therefore, if you admit it, these facts, which were just read, would be admitted into evidence as the evidence against you. Do you understand that?
Yeah,
Or do you admit it or deny it?
yeah, I agree.
You admit it? All right. And in the view of that, you understand, sir, that by admitting the charges, now the board will accept all these facts as the evidence against you? Yeah. All right. Therefore, the facts as read into evidence by the executive secretary on Rule 4.01A minor on January 15, 2015 are admitted into evidence showing that a minor was served alcohol in your establishment. Do you understand that?
Yes.
And the charge is now sustained, I find, and therefore we go to the issue of what we should do. Now, officers, do you have any additional evidence beyond that which has been admitted into evidence?
Not at this time.
And your name?
Detective Akiwane from Baltimore City Vice Unit.
Okay. Now, sir, tell us, we have that you had a previous violation in 2011. How long have you been in business?
I have been my business about for 7 years right now.
7 years?
Yes. That's happening about 4 years ago, that I accept the young people coming in the bar. At that time, the young people had a fight in the bar 3 times straight a week. So that after that, the police came here, put me on the hearing at that time. I'm sorry. That time that I had to change the 30 and over, customer only accept that. So now after that, the business slowed down. But I didn't change it. But last year, business was so much slow that I went back. Well, 25 and older people only. That time, about 4 years ago, that's happening was 21 and over. But now that I changed the 25 and older people only accept that.
So who,
So after that,
who you're telling me guards your gate? Who looks at the ages or makes the decisions whether to serve or not serve? You or somebody else?
me, usually that I'm service and also that my employee can be service at the packaging side. So bar side, the bar already, the security guys will gonna check it out at the door side. So bar side is okay, but packaging side always a problem. Neighbor got the people's coming and young people always coming like that. But always that I check, but sometimes a busy time couldn't do that. Last time we had it happening. That time, it's, I am not sure, but my employee had a mistake about that time. So and this time that I put the sign, and I don't make a new sign and put it on front side and behind the back side for the employee, my employee side. So I copied that, and this one, this is a sign that I made it, and front and behind the.
This is what you
back.
put up.
Yes. So our employee must be known and check it out, the ID like that.
Is there anything else you want to tell us?
Yeah, last month, this one is not much important for this hearing. And during the, during the process time in the city, so my store, my business also is a victim a little bit in front of a storefront, all window glasses are broken. That's happening
I see.
this time.
I'm sorry, when did this happen?
That time was might be. I can see Chile resistant night, 27th state. That
All right.
time was happened.
All right, questions, commissioners?
I have none.
No questions.
If I may add, Mr. Chairman?
Yes.
On that night, we usually put in a report who sold the alcoholic beverage to the minor. And this particular night at Good Times Bar, it was the licensee who sold to the minor. There might have been miscommunication between the security guard checking for the ID, which maybe he failed on doing that, or maybe he did. But either way, there's no way he checked the ID, but either way, it was the licensee. So it wasn't his employees that were responsible in that night for checking the minor's identification. It was the licensee and acting as the bartender that night.
Do you have any questions of him?
No question.
All right, questions?
Especially the bar side is another security guy checking. But the packaging side is checking by employee or me working sometimes working like that. But I can't check it like that every time. But now we have to check it out every time. Looks like under 30 years old must be asking that I told my employee and checking again.
All right, in view of all the facts that I've heard, my decision is a fine of $2,000. And I note that this is only 1 block from Union Square. And also note that you had a failure to cooperate in your record in the 2011. And that's why my fine is higher than the previous one.
That one,
How much time do you need to pay it?
no, I mean, sir,
I didn't hear what you said, sir.
that one is not on the store that the liquor, any liquor for the minor. That one about 4 years ago, that's happening, fighting at the bar side.
It happened what?
That's fighting was happening at the bar side.
Yes.
So not a package with the liquor side.
Yes, well, it doesn't make any difference.
Oh.
All right, that's my decision.
But in this
How
time,
much time do you need to pay it?
how much do I have to pay, sir?
It's up to you, 2,000 plus the administrative fee. $30 days enough? You want more?
Can I have some more?
Yeah, 60 days?
Yes.
60 days. 60 days to pay. All right, commissioners?
I concur.
Commissioner? Jones?
I agree.
All right. You have our decision, sir. You go over to the clerk and she'll give you the information.
Yeah.
All right, thank you. All right, let me know when you're ready.
I am ready.
All right, call the next case.
Emmanuel Carabas, Dimitri Zamenakos, Nicholas Papacistas, TDF Corporation, trade name Loafers. This is at 1401 Bloomfield Avenue, a Class BD7, beer, wine, and liquor. This is a violation of 401A minors. On January,
I'll waive the reading and make
Okay.
an admission if it's all right with the board for the record and accept the verbiage as being true and correct to save some time.
All right, then he waives a reading of Mr. Kadinsky is entering his appearance on behalf of the licensee. Is that correct?
That's correct, and waive the reading there.
And you waive the reading of all the charges and accept the charges facts as the evidence in this case?
That's correct, Your Honor.
All right, and of course, you've advised your clients that by doing that those facts will be admitted into evidence.
Yes, I have.
All right. Be glad to hear from you.
Well, this is not a place that, has a history of having minors. It's They have about 35 employees that work there. They've taken corrective action regarding the individual that was let go that did the service, and they've instructed all their employees to make sure they make the requisite checks for age and majority.
All right, the facts are admitted, and I find that they are sustained with respect to 401A minor on January 15, 2015 at 1401 Bloomfield Avenue, finding that the minor has been served. Also, do you have anything additional to say, other than the
No.
facts in the case?
No, Mr. Chairman, just adding the picture of the minor.
All right, Commissioner questions, if any?
None.
I see no record, is that correct?
That's correct, Your Honor.
And he's been in business for how long?
This place has been in this for a long time. The ownership generally was just changed recently. They've been there for many years.
Well, how long?
Loafers has probably been there 15 or 20 years, as far as I know.
How about the new ownership? How long have they been in business?
Some of the new members came in about a year ago.
So the old owner and the new owners together go back 15 years?
About that. It's a motel there, if you know. It's off of Wilkins Avenue.
I am one of the new owners.
Could you identify yourself, please?
January 1st. George Tsoukalis. Excuse me, George. Spell your last name?
Your last name, sir?
Tsoukalis. Spell your
How do you
last
spell
name. Tsoukalis.
All right, and who is the original owner? You? And your name, sir?
Emmanuel Carlos.
Emmanuel Carlos, and your last name is spelled Karelas. And you go back at least 15 years? And you have had no other charges at all? Okay. Commissioner questions?
No questions for me.
None.
All right, I'm ready for decision. $250 fine plus administrative fees. How much time do you need to pay it?
2 days.
2 days to pay. That's mine. All right, commissioners?
I concur.
Well, it's a $500 fine. We can reduce it down to $250, but it's a first occurrence.
Ah.
It's a $500 fine.
No, I can make it $250. You mean I have to suspend it?
Suspend half of it.
No, I don't think I have to charge $500. I can charge $250. That's my decision.
I'm fine with the number.
Commissioner Jones, what do you want to do?
I'm not gonna fight you with $250. It's $250.
It's $375.
No, it's 250 plus 125.
So it's $375.
All right, you have our decision.
Save the fight for another day.
Let me know when you're ready. It's the last one I have.
Yes, sir,
Yep.
this is last.
This is it for the day.
William McFall and Jennifer.
He's not ready yet.
I'm sorry.
Wait.
Not so fast. Yeah, a lot of chatter.
Okay, read the charge.
William McFall and Jennifer Retta. This is
All right,
20.
stop, wait a minute. Let's see, you want to enter your parent?
For the record, Melvin J. Kanensky, 19 East Fayette Street, representing the licensee. Same as making an admission, waive the reading of the charges, and then make an admission that the facts are set out in the statement are true and correct.
Okay, I just want to make sure that we have the right address on there. This is 26 East Cross
You
Street.
don't have to read them.
LLC, Stalking Horse. I just want to make sure we read the.
I can't hear what you're saying.
I was just trying to read the license.
He's reading the address.
The
He's
address
reading
of
the
the
address.
licensee.
You have to save me today.
Sorry.
Okay, consider yourself safe.
So this is just at 26 East Cross Street, sorry, and a violation of 401A minors.
All right, the charges and the facts attached thereto are admitted into evidence through counsel, Melvin Kadinsky Esquire. And your clients have been advised as to the facts that these charges then will be sustained as a result of this admission. Is that correct?
Correct.
All right. Also, Akawande, do you have any additional facts other than the charges that are attached to the charges in this case?
No, Mr. Chairman, no, that's fine.
All right, this is a finding then of responsibility under Rule 4.01A, a minor, on January 15, 2015, drinking underage. There's no previous record, is that correct?
That's correct, Your Honor. I have the licensee and the manager there. After this, they were proactive. I'm just going to give you an idea how many phony licenses they seized, you know, and you look at some of these are very good. You wanna take a look? Except, and you understand that the Chinese now have a way of, they have these licenses that are just absolutely very tough to determine, but to have that many of them to get shows they're very proactive in this matter.
If I can't undo a rubber band, I need to turn in a whole lot more than being a look at it. I'm pretty good with rubber
It's
bands.
pretty amazing.
This is amazing.
And how long have you been in business, sir?
8 years.
8 years.
William McFall.
All right, any questions to commissioners?
Nope.
None?
All right, I'm ready for,
One light.
mhm.
What device did you use to identify?
Nothing. Most of those, on weekends, we have doormen, so the doormen check the IDs. And most
It's
of
clearly
those, or a good number of those are other people's licenses, that the doormen look at it, see that it's not the person that's presenting it, they take the license. Others are simply counterfeit.
How'd this one get through?
Yeah.
He was a cadet, I guess they didn't check him.
Yeah, it was a new employee.
They got rid of the employee
hired the
too.
next day. And it was on a weeknight where we did
gosh.
not have security doormen.
You know, people bring passports.
This is
Every time you take your passport to a bar, people bring passports. Maybe not theirs.
Are you ready, commissioners, for the decision?
This is amazing. Yeah. I'm ready. Do you want to see
All
any?
right, no. All right, the decision is $250 fine plus administrative fees. In view of it, yes?
I concur.
And me, you, Jones. All right, Commissioner,
I agree.
all right.
Pay
How
it.
much time do you need to pay it?
2 days. You want to do it 2 days?
Yeah.
2 days.
2 days. Make your arrangements. All right, sir, thank you.
Thank you.
The case is over.
So
That is our docket, I believe, is that right?
Thank you, sir.
that is
That's
it.
Is that right?
You're right.
Okay, then we'll stand adjourned until next week. Thank you, council.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
officers.
You want me to put this in my folder?
You're gonna give this back?
I am. I have no need.
You're gonna give this back?
I'll see you next week.
Next week.
All
I'm
right.
sorry I can't give
See
you
you.
up another week.
Take care.
Thank you. Thank you guys for coming so quickly.
Good seeing you.
Have a good week. What are you doing this weekend?
Stacy
Uh,
Yeah, Stacy.
I only see him on